This is the On Call Podcast. Your home for sports, news, pop culture, tech, and the obscure. And of course, your host, Michael Myers.
Been drinking Kool-Aid chemist like I did when I was 9. Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes.
All right. Ooh. A little bit of a late start on this one. That's my bad, y'all. So, this is once again the On Call Podcast. Joined by Mr. Zach. We're a little late to announce starts of our pick'em is a little late today, but that's okay. I want to make sure YouTube's actually recording me. Okay, we're good. We're good. Excellent connection. I didn't have my drinks ready. I got a new mic mount, which I didn't even have. It's not even all the way connected. That's okay. We'll get there. I got a table coming. We're gonna set up. We might even have it so we're gonna be 2 recliners with mics right there. I think that'd be fucking glorious.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
All right, so this is I thought about renaming the podcast. Makes sense since you're on it and you dig it so far. I didn't know what to name it thus far. I almost thought MVZ as in Mike versus Zach. But then I worry what we would talk about after the NFL season. As you see, it's very clear who I'm representing.
I'm a big Steelers guy. Steelers over my shoulder here.
Excuse me.
Bears over his, so.
I did let you get... I hate most Steelers fans. There's a couple I like.
Me, obviously.
You're fortunate to be one of the few. So this, we normally start at the start of the game. Obviously, I'm a little behind. I'm bringing up the rear a little bit. We both agreed before the start of the game, we're picking the Panthers. I didn't even look up. Wow. You didn't start DJ Moore, did you?
I traded DJ Moore.
Oh. Sorry about your luck.
Yeah, I traded DJ Moore for Hawkinson and then get the news that Deontay's probably not playing, and then Antonio gets COVID despite the team being 100% vaccinated. So threw in Anthony Miller tonight in the Dynasty League because it's so deep. So
it is pretty deep. Like it's
hoping for a tutty. That's all I can get. He's not going to get 100 yards, so it's touchdown or bust.
Yeah, you're hoping. So before this Panthers score here, we both picked Carolina. I did think about having the Texans as my upset, but then I thought, I don't like the Texans.
Does good luck Tyrod continue?
Darnold, look at touchdown. I'm glad we
touchdown Darnold. But yeah, does good luck Tyrod continue with Josh Allen backed him up, Herbert backed him up, and Baker. All the last 4 seasons.
Truly a career elevator.
So is Davis Mills the next guy? Maybe it's good luck Tyrod season. Maybe Davis Mills. I picked Davis Mills up just on a lark in the Dynasty League just because I was like, it's a rookie getting a start tonight. If he balls out, I don't think he will. But if he does, I have him.
As those that are watching on YouTube can see, I have an autographed Justin Fields jersey hanging in the rafters.
I personally don't have any autographed stuff from any of my backup QBs for the Steelers.
Who says he's my backup?
Matt Nagy. Head coach of the Chicago Bears.
He doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
He said, he's like, yep, Fields is starting this week, and I was ready for him to start Nick Foles, just out of left field, just be like, no, not starting Fields.
ESPN was even Damian Woody was on a show with Stephen A. and well, if Justin Fields wasn't ready last week, why aren't you starting Nick Foles this week?
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. He's just making up excuses not to start Fields.
It feels like it.
He should. Even if Fields isn't quite as experienced and consistent as
he won't be as
Dalton,
polished.
he gives the offense a better chance for explosiveness for sure.
And clearly, you see if Dalton tries to take off from the pocket the same way that Fields can, Dalton got a bone bruise. This is the most athletic I've ever seen him look, and I thought he blew his ACL.
Well, if Allen Robinson catches that pass in the first half,
Mm-hmm.
then the narrative's completely different on how Fields played. It was a touchdown.
He did have that 27.7 QBR or passer rating, so I realized Fields looked like shit in the eyes of the numbers.
But yeah, without the drop pass from Robinson, if that's a touchdown, it changes everything.
And the one that went off Mooney's hands, there's another 20 yards or something. So, like, they said from without drops and passes that hit receivers' hands, Justin Fields goes from a 27 to like a 119. I was like, well, yeah, it's a pretty good game then.
Because a touchdown changes everything.
So I just printed out that sheet. So I have to go get up the sheet so we can do our pick'ems. So I'm going to grab my phone here. We both picked the Panthers.
Yes.
Who do you want in the Chiefs Chargers?
The Chiefs. Off a loss? I don't know the stats off the top of my head on Mahomes after a loss, but I bet they're absurd. I mean, they could have won that game last week against Baltimore, but I don't think that the Chiefs are... I think it's going to be an exciting game, but I just think that the Chiefs' offense is too much. It can be hard to pick against Mahomes.
It's hard to pick against Mahomes. This game, it's still going to be in September, and except for the interception, which you should have said good job that I predicted he was going to throw an interception.
If you remember, last week I said Mahomes and the Chiefs are 1-10. Their last 11 games against the spread are 1-11 now after the loss.
We both had some takes.
Apparently, just pick against the spread on Mahomes. I don't know why that's working so much, but
so I'm gonna grab that printout so we can write down our picks, so no one's cheating. We're gonna go. Be right back.
Hello, I am Space Ghost. Welcome to my show.
This person tried to get Chris Chan to take their own life. This person encouraged Chris Chan's incestuous fantasies, leading to the tragic assaults that occurred.
Oh, man. That took way longer than anticipated. That's not what she said.
We'll try to end the pod by like 2 a.m.
No shit. Okay. Let me get my trusty. We both picked Carolina. And we both picked Kansas City. Cardinals at Jags.
I'm not picking the Jags this season.
It's hard to.
Barring them playing a college team or high school team, I don't see me picking them. Unless they turn it around and Trevor Lawrence decides that he likes throwing it to his own team. Which, as of now, he does not.
Is he leading the league in interceptions?
He just chucks it. He's throwing it at a rate more than any other quarterback in the NFL. Urban Meyer's like, let's see what you got. Go.
He's prolific.
He's throwing it.
Oh, and for those who can see on the camera, we do plan on doing a one-chip challenge.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
2021, yeah. So it's got the Carolina Reaper, right?
Yep, and the Scorpion Peppers. So
Scorpion pepper.
Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper in the world, and the Scorpion Pepper keeps its hotness for longer. So it's supposed to be hot and for a long time. So we'll see how that goes. Probably cry.
Good chance.
Spit milk on the floor in Mike's garage.
Good chance. Next game, I'm taking my Bears. I got to.
Bears.
I have to root for them. I'm this fucking close to putting.
Is the Bears your upset of the week, or are you not going to stamp?
I may as well because they're 7-point underdogs.
I'm 2-0. Upset of the week so far.
Let me star that one. Who are you going with?
Landry's
out. OBJ
Give me
still
the Browns.
looks out.
I'll be rooting for the Bears heavily. 1 for you, 2 for. I want the Browns to lose also, but I root for the Bears every week for you. Because I had no. Plus, I don't like Green Bay anyway. I'm not a Rodgers guy, so the Bears winning always helps that. And I had no problem with the Bears, so I'll root for them for you. But I will take the Browns.
And it turns out that Sam Darnold is an all-pro quarterback, just played in a shitty place. Man. Next one, Washington football team at Buffalo.
I'm going to take Buffalo. Washington's defense hasn't been what it was cracked up to be. I think Josh Allen and Diggs, this is week 3. I think this is finally the week they put it together. So give me Buffalo.
I'm with you on that. I'm going Buffalo. I have to. Colts at Titans. I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be for the Colts. I think
Jacob Eason.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Did not look good.
I'm taking Tennessee.
I'll take Tennessee also. Colts are leading the NFL in big
Sacks?
runs allowed and a big passes allowed. Not something you want when facing Henry, Brown, and Julio Jones. So give me the Titans.
This hasn't been touted as the game of the week, but it might be. Saints at Patriots. Still early in the Bill doesn't really kick in until October. I'm going to take New Orleans.
Really? All right. Well, this will be another one we have different. I'll take the Pats. Again, I'm just going chalky favorites so far. But give me the Pats. I think that he can do enough to figure out the...
Well, I mean, in your defense, season totals, you are 21-9. I am 18-12. Picking favorites probably is not the worst decision.
Yeah, hate to do it though.
My hot takes are not panning out thus far. Last week you were 13-3. I 11-5. Next game, Atlanta at New York Giants. New York Football Giants.
New York favored by 3 in this one.
I'm taking the Giants.
Give me the Falcons. The offense gets it together, even if Russell Gage is out. Calvin Ridley's been quiet for too long.
And my other fantasy league that's nowhere near as deep, based on bench, IR, and the taxi squad. Danny Jones is my quarterback. I got to root for him a little bit.
Yeah, give me the Falcons. It's an upset, but I'm not going to stamp that one as my upset of the week.
I mean,
It feels too even.
You haven't done one upset yet, have you?
That was an upset. Falcons.
Oh, I guess it was a 3-point.
Yeah, it's 3 points, but it doesn't feel upsetting to me. I'm not going to be that guy who's like, I take, like, if you take the Rams and they're 1-point dog, like, that's not an upset. That's a pick 'em.
Yeah, that's a lot like on Fox NFL Sunday when they do it. Oh, this is my upset of the week. You picked the home team.
Yeah, I had Panthers over Saints last week. That was like a 5.5 point spread. I had Steelers over Bills. That was a 7.5 point spread. So like I'm trying to make them at least big, but I had to see them. I'm not gonna just take like I'm not gonna take the Jets over the Broncos, for instance. That's 10.5 point spread because I don't see it.
Now for your teams. Bengals at Steelers.
Steelers. My brain and heart align this week, which feels good.
It's good. It's a good feeling. Ravens at Lions. Who?
The Ravens. Unless there's a Super Bowl hangover, I think the Lions might cover the 8 points, but I don't see them stopping Lamar enough. Their defense has looked atrocious. The Lions' offense looks better than expected, but their defense looks so bad.
It really does. I watched the Monday Night Manning. It really told you a lot about the Detroit Lions in that all they really seem to run is just a cover 2 shell.
Well,
so they're just liable to get burned on the run.
Well, and their top 2 receivers are their running backs and receptions. That means none of the receivers are catching passes consistently. I mean, that's not good.
Cephas didn't look bad though in the first half.
But he's not someone you can rely on. I mean, they have Swift, Jamal Williams, and Hawkinson are their 3 leading receivers.
And I didn't even
None
see
of them play wide
Cephas
receiver.
in the second half.
Yeah, I mean they have a whole bunch of nada. Tyrell Williams just went on the IR. They don't have it.
And you took Denver against the Jets?
Yeah, yes.
I'm going to bet on
They're going to be the most fraudulent 3-0 team in recent memory.
like the Bears last year when they started 5-0.
Yeah, but like you got to look at like what has Denver's schedule been? Let me pull that up. It's been so cakey.
Yeah.
I know they had the Giants. And then
They beat the Texans.
the Jacksonville.
Oh, the Jags. That's it.
The Giants, the Jaguars, and the Jets. I mean, they're going to be 3-0. I mean, but like they've not proven anything.
They haven't played anybody.
I mean, I think the Jaguars and the Jets might be the 2 worst teams in football. Denver, week 4, is going to play Baltimore. We'll see how good they are then.
That'll be a good test.
If they can hang with Baltimore, they don't have to win. If they hang, then they might be legitimate.
After that, one that I believe that we're going to agree on is Dolphins at the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders. I think Darren Waller shows up. The Dolphins, it would be shocking to go 0-3.
Who do they have playing quarterback?
Brisket. Jacoby Brissette.
Brisket. Yeah.
Tua hurt his ribs, and now they're going to put in a brisket. What do you want?
How done with Tua do you think the Dolphins are in that they let him face a couple of days of media scrutiny? Oh, he doesn't have any breaks or anything like that. And then they find out, was it today or yesterday? Oh, yeah, he's got a fractured ribs.
Yeah.
So let him get torn up and shit talked for days by the media that he doesn't.
Are incredibly painful. You feel it every time you breathe. I mean,
Drew Brees played with him.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean it's not painful.
So did Deshaun Watson, and he also had a punctured lung.
Carson Wentz threw a touchdown on a torn ACL.
And who's Tua?
That's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I think that the Dolphins hitched up to the wrong pony. I think the Giants are going to regret that they let Justin Fields get traded for their pick.
I would happily, as a Steelers fan, trade for Tua right now.
You would trade for Tua?
We have nothing for the future. I don't want Mason Rudolph. Like, even if Tua's only okay, I want something that's at least okay. I don't want to do another Rudolph Hodges season. That was too bad.
I get that part.
Tua
I
is
get
at least league average, probably.
We got and Nick Foles. You can trade you for Nick Foles. Although Nick Foles is probably
$50 million.
Nick Foles is probably better than Rudolph.
Dude, Nick Foles has made bank.
He's a Super Bowl MVP.
It's awesome. He's a Philly legend. Philly legend.
He has a statue for
Philly special. He caught a touchdown. What do you want from him? Caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl as a quarterback.
I feel bad for Doug Peterson.
Loved him Philly forever.
How much shit he's taken for his career, but like his play calling won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got Bucks at Rams.
Bucks. I will never pick against Tom Brady.
It's hard to pick against him.
That being said, they don't match up well. Their pass defense is very suspect. And Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are no slouch. Matthew Stafford's looked amazing. Aaron Donald's a problem. I mean, it's going to be close, but give me Tom. I mean, we saw him to open the season. He's down. He's got the ball with, why is Ellen DeGeneres on our screen? Christian McCaffrey's little NFL Network symbol. Look, he just looks like Ellen.
Little Ellen.
It's not what you want.
Man, Darnold, look at just running the play action. What? I thought that was going to be a great pass. I was like, yeah.
Give me Tom. Not going to against Tom.
And what is probably one of the toughest games to pick for many players is Seattle at Minnesota.
Take Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle as well. I got no faith in the Vikings right now.
No, their defense is just, and I think this is the weekend that Metcalf will be the receiver for the Seahawks who goes off.
It's not going to be Swain this week. In our league, some dude just picked up Swain.
Yeah, I think this is the one that Metcalf goes off. He's not had a big game this season, and people are like, maybe he's not good. Yes, he is. And I traded DJ Moore. DJ
Moore is just sitting in the middle of zones. I don't know what the Texans are doing, but DJ Moore legit just runs out 10 yards, hooks, and he can just be sitting there by himself. 10 yards from anybody, just sitting there. Darnold doesn't even have to be good. Trubisky could make that throw. Yeah. Maybe.
No, he can. That's an NFL quarterback. Where is Trubisky right now?
DJ Moore already he's in Buffalo. He's backing up Josh Allen. Does DJ Moore already have 6 catches for 99 yards?
Yes.
When did you trade him?
But literally this week.
So it's safe to say you're not going to be like hanging out with Matt Berry for like the fantasy pick'em show. Although this is the worst the Texans defense has looked because they looked pretty good the first 2 weeks.
They have big games, but my tight end was like atrocious, and I think I traded for Hawkinson, and I think that he could potentially be. Like,
he can be elite.
The next guy, in 2 years he might be the Kelsey of the league. He is the guy Detroit's going to throw to, and they're going to be losing all the time.
He looks like he slimmed down because man, he looks really good against Green Bay.
So good.
I don't even remember who my tight I got.
I mean, the thing is, he had Stafford, and Stafford doesn't like throwing to his tight ends. And he just doesn't. So
that's true. He doesn't because they had Eric Ebron, and he just didn't utilize him properly. That's on Darnold. I think that's. Oh yeah, I mean, I got Kittle. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. But
unless he gets hurt because
the tight end who wasn't. I didn't want to deal with that mess.
Packers at Niners, speaking of George Kittle.
Niners, surprisingly, the favorites in this game.
That's because they're at Candlesticks. What are they favorite? 2.5?
3.
That's the home team standard.
Still, though. I'm stunned that the Packers aren't favored in this
game. I'm actually going to take Green Bay because I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be able to keep pace with Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to take Green Bay also, and I don't like it. I don't want them to win. I'll be rooting against my pick, but I'm just kind of surprised. 49ers are favored.
If the Bears win, I think they actually hold the lead because of strength of schedule at that point. Because the Browns are a stronger strength of schedule than the Niners. Here's hoping, man. All
right, my upset of the week. Monday Night Football.
Eagles at Cowboys.
Eagles, 4-point dogs. The Cowboys defense is not good. I think Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders are better than people think they are. Give me the Eagles as my upset of the week. I know they're only 4-point dogs, but come on. I had 5.5 and 7.5 my first 2 weeks. 4 is more than a field goal. I try to keep it more than a field goal.
I mean, I'm taking Philly, but it's because I have faith that Rager is going to dominate. He was mere inches from having another awesome game. Last week he had 5 total yards, but he was that close because he touched out of bounds before the pass got there. So he was illegal touching. I think he's legit.
Yeah, I mean, this is Gia Rager's going to break out. Devonta Smith is going to be really good.
Speaking of the Eagles, where is Alshon Jeffrey still playing for the Eagles?
Is he still playing? I think he retired. Finally. I think he's done.
He was like Offensive Player of the Year candidate his last year. Alshon Jeffrey. Current team, Philadelphia Eagles. He has no catches this season.
He's not playing. Is he injured?
Isn't he always?
I thought he was retired, but what do I know?
Who'd have thunk? He was about to get huge money.
He is a free agent.
It said...
He's only 31.
This damn thing, like fucking wiki. Current team, Philadelphia Eagles, number 17.
He's only 31. Not playing on for anyone anymore.
Yeah, but he keeps tearing shit. Like when he gets hurt too, it's not even minor injuries. So there's our picks for the week.
Who threw him this week compared to the last week?
I think
Christian McCaffrey in the medical tent.
there's another non-shocker. It's the reason I didn't want to pick Kittle. There's just always some thing. And CMC's usage rate's always so high. Something's gonna go wrong. He's like a torque monster. Like his little fucking legs move so fast.
Well, I mean, you look at the guys who get the highest usage of running back. You got him, Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
They both get hurt. Derrick Henry's like the exception.
It's because he's a fucking he's
Because
huge.
he hits you, you don't hit him.
He's
Even
built like a
Adrian Peterson
linebacker.
used to get hurt a lot. He used to get dinged up for a game or two. I mean, when you carry the ball that much, I mean, you have like the really big guys, not necessarily athletic guys. You almost need to be big and strong as your primary things, like Le'Veon or Henry. Those are the guys who carry the load. Jerome, that don't get hurt.
Jerome, yeah.
Because you're so big that it doesn't matter. Like Adrian Peterson was athletic, but he wasn't like 6'2", 240.
He wasn't the guy that was gonna hit. He wasn't the 4.2, 4.3 speed that blew everyone away, but he would pound the shit out of a linebacker.
Right, and the thing about Adrian Peterson, he would still get hurt because he wasn't like 240. When you're like 245,
He was like 15, 20 pounds too light.
yeah, when you're like 245, you can carry the ball 400 times and not get hurt because you're just so big.
Delvin got hurt last
Unless
week.
you're MJD and you're thick.
He's thick. Yeah, because he's only 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, he was so short, but he was a big boy.
Who's the other one?
He had tree trunks for legs.
Like Chris Johnson, it was an issue. Like you can't be the fastest guy in the field because like then you're just the fastest guy in the field. You lose a step,
They don't last long.
and then you're just
Running backs don't last long in general.
short. It's a short career. It's a sad career.
That's why it might have been smart what my buddy Jesse did in the Dynasty League, starting off with DK Metcalf and AJ Brown as his top two picks. Too young, just studs.
AJ Brown's not getting hurt.
Yeah, but I mean,
Baller.
and they last forever. And they're both like 23. It's not dumb.
Is AJ Brown that young?
Yeah,
Golly.
this is his third season, and Metcalf's third season, and he said he was trying to go Justin Jefferson, but he got sniped right before him.
I can't believe this game's only 7-0, considering how much
You didn't fair on fourth.
of an ass whooping.
When you go for it on 4th and 1 at the 5 and you don't get it,
It's true.
you don't get points.
Twitter was ablaze watching Davis Mills run across the field. They said he's got a thick neck. But like when you see him with a helmet on, he just looks like he's got a skinny neck. I got a giraffe neck. Long, skinny neck. Oh, and here's the injury to CMC.
Oh no,
Nope.
non-contact.
No. Yeah. I thought he was doing that little fancy step. You sure he's not? It's so hard to say. I'll tell you what.
I think they just said he's out for the game with a hamstring injury.
Aaron Andrews has been a smoke show for most of my life, it seems. I don't even know how old she is, but I can remember her on like college game day as a teenager just thinking, God, she's so hot. And then someone stole her nudes.
Well, they put a
The camera, yeah.
Do you think that she was in on it?
There's a good chance, man.
She was naked for a very long time while changing by herself. It was very suspect. And
Maybe that's a
within
girl
camera
thing.
range. But and within camera range the whole time, which is pretty convenient.
If CMC's out, it makes it hard stay with
He is
Carolina.
out for the rest of the game with the hamstring injury.
And there's a good chance if they've already announced that he's out for this game, this turns into a 3-week injury.
If not longer. It's a
If
hamstring, it could be
not
anything.
longer. But I don't have any faith in the Texans. From a standpoint, is there anything stopping them from playing Deshaun? There's not, right? They're just sitting him by choice. I mean, they shouldn't play him, but it is by choice, right?
Yeah, it's by choice. But the league would step in and probably tell him no.
Then make him.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a top 6 quarterback in the league, top 5. His arm's not the strongest, but man, he's accurate. He's great in the pocket. My dream is for Justin Fields to be Deshaun Watson without the 26 charges of abuse. Because I watched the NFL draft, the season that he was up, and I was sitting in the telemetry room while looking at a bunch of all these cardiac rhythms, and then I had my phone just sitting up there like there, and the Bears pick came up, and I saw that they had traded up to get fucking Trubisky, and I was like, who?
Trubisky.
I watched Deshaun Watson destroy Alabama. I thought Deshaun was a lock for Chicago, and then I was like, hey, maybe they don't like black kids. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, why would you not take a proven winner who beats the best talent in all of college football? You take a guy from North Carolina with like 12 career starts.
The NFL's still stuck on the black people really can't play QB, I feel like, most teams. But it's ridiculous. Who are the best quarterbacks in football right now? Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. Deshaun was. Kyler's great. Lamar's great. Say what you will about him winning in the playoffs against good defense, but he is a winner right now. I mean, there are a lot of them. And people just don't want that to be the case, I feel like. Which is unfortunate.
These young whites aren't doing the greatest. It's
Josh
old
Allen-
whites.
Josh Allen's trying to represent.
Because then it's like, look, it's Tom Brady, Father Time. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting close to 40.
Yep.
Roethlisberger, his rookie season was in what, 2004?
Basically done, yeah.
So Josh Allen is one of the few elite white young quarterbacks. Other than that, you got it's so bad for us white folks. Fitzpatrick has a job every season. He wants to. I know he still loves the game, but I keep thinking that he's going to be done, and then some other team offers him a contract.
Yeah, he just peaked late.
You know, look,
It's unfortunate because he got fairly good at like 31, so no one wants to commit to him long term because he's too old. Mills, can you throw it to Miller, please?
Yes.
Accurately.
And then there's Tyrod.
There's a flag though.
Tyrod's a starter. Tyrod is really good when he's not getting stabbed in the lung.
He's now hurt again. Oh my gosh, when the trainer stabbed him in the lung.
Oh, speaking of a young white,
You're a nurse.
Herbert.
Is that? Are you supposed to stab people in the lung when you do things?
Last I checked, when I tried to do it, they brought me up on charges. I was just trying to help.
Yeah.
If you can't breathe through your throat, if I poke you in the lung, come to... And I don't know if that's a penalty. That's above the knee. That's a bullshit call, I think. Hit below the waist. They have thigh pads for a reason. Jacoby Brissette, although clearly in the bottom third of quarterbacks, still another black quarterback that can get the job done in the time of need. What are the young white quarterbacks are there?
Baker. I mean, we got the guys right now: Lawrence, Wilson.
You can't count them though.
Yeah.
One leads the league in the interceptions.
Davis Mills. Let's go. Davis Mills, MVP.
Last week,
MVP this season.
Zach Wilson was seeing ghosts like this fucker.
I will say,
Was that Lindsey?
I feel like I was talking it into fruition. I feel bad for Tyrod because last week on Thursday on the pod, I was like, is Tyrod Taylor good luck Chuck? Is he going to get hurt? David Mills be the guy? Tyrod gets injured this weekend.
That is your fault.
And now Davis Mills in the second half is going to lead like a comeback and be the next guy, and Tyrod's going to be without a job again.
It's hard to
And
believe
hopefully
he's.
come to the Steelers.
I'll take him.
Because A, our defense is good. I'm okay with Tyrod as our QB next year. B, maybe we get some good luck Tyrod and someone else steps up.
You could find your next guy
Yeah,
if you have him.
Just grab a guy. Grab a 23-year-old off the street. Like, you're the backup.
It beats doing it the Chicago Bears way. It was overpay used up veterans every year. Nick Foles last year, 3 years, $30 million.
And then also Dalton. Genius. Pay them both.
Thank God we got a rookie quarterback because we couldn't afford. We have one of the top 5 costs for quarterback rooms. Oh, and then it did suck to see that we have one of the oldest teams in the league, and we don't even have a first-round pick next year.
There's rumors that Aaron Rodgers might be a Steeler next season. The Steelers have, before the Watt deal, they had the most cap space going into next season. And we still have a ton. And Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. And people are saying that, like, he's going to want to win now because he's older. Why not go to Pittsburgh where you have a defense that is elite? And then...
Are they, though? Hell, look at...
Yes.
TJ Watt's already hurt.
The defense is elite.
Devin Bush hurt.
Devin Bush is back this week. Joe Hayden's back this week. I mean, the thing is, even with... Every team can get injured, but the defense is very, very impressive when healthy and very deep. So the defense is fantastic. And if you have Aaron Rodgers and you get to play with Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool and Najee Harris, and then he wants Devontae to come with him wherever he goes, if him and Devontae both came to Pittsburgh and you have Rodgers throwing to Devontae Adams, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris, and that defense, they're immediately Super Bowl contenders. So it makes sense. I mean, he's not going to go to the Jaguars or the Jets where he can't win. He'd go to the Bears, but they're going to be committed to Fields by then.
I don't think that he would play for the Bears anyway.
He hates Green Bay right now. I don't think that he's above it. But the thing is, like, there aren't very many teams that can afford him.
You don't think if it meant that they could win, he would go there for a lesser contract if he knew he'd win?
If he could go where?
Anywhere that is going to win.
But they have to pay Devontae. He wants to go with Devontae.
Yeah.
And that makes it hard because Devontae's not going to take less. He's too young.
He is young, isn't he?
Yeah, no one's going to be able to pay Devontae and Rodgers. Pittsburgh could pay Rodgers whatever he wants and pay Devontae. And keep their defense together. They maybe lose Joe Hayden. But then you just draft a corner at that point because your offense is... And then the thing is, if he goes there and Devontae goes there...
Steelers don't have a first-round pick next season. Because they traded for Minka.
No, that already happened.
One of them.
We only traded one first-round pick for Minka.
God, then he was worth it.
It was well worth it. Because what happened is the Dolphins were banking on Pittsburgh being like a terrible team and them getting a top 10 pick. But then Pittsburgh ended up getting the 22nd pick. And you don't draft a Minka pick 22.
That's fair.
He's not left. And so that was well worth it. We already went through that. That was when Chase Claypool's draft. We got Claypool in the second round. He was our first pick that season.
I thought he would do more so far this season.
Yeah. But yeah, I just, like I said, if Rodgers and Devontae went there, you would get veteran offensive linemen because that would be the only potential flaw in the team. I think you get the veteran offensive line wanting to go there, chasing a ring. Like what happened with Tampa and like what happens with the Chiefs, how they can just rebuild because people know they have a chance. So you get that like 35-year-old offensive lineman who's pretty good, who's like, I'll go play for Pittsburgh because they have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams in that defense, and we could win a Super Bowl and I've never won.
I don't think I could go if I was another. They have the smoggiest city on the planet.
They say everyone says it's one of the best places to play. They say playing for the Roonies is fantastic. The fans are great. The thing is, I kind of don't like Aaron Rodgers, so in a way I don't want it. But man, we would be so good.
I hated him for so long. Obviously, it's
Fumble!
Darnold showing his true colors. Fumble. Looks like it's okay.
But yeah,
Huge Rodgers hater until I saw him on the Pat McAfee show last season and now this season. He's cool as shit now.
And And I would immediately root for them hard if he was a Steeler, obviously. And
Blood.
not to mention, if we had... Right now he has Devontae and no weapons, and that's the other thing, is if him and Devontae both came to Pittsburgh, you would now have Deontay Johnson as your number 2, and then you'd have Claypool as a deep threat, both those receivers are better than anything in Green Bay.
But would you do the same thing that the Packers had to do when Rodgers was talking shit and he wanted players like Randall Cobb and got Randall Cobb back?
He wouldn't want Randall Cobb over the receivers. The problem is he had Alan Lazard, and he was upset they got rid of Jake Kumaro. Like, they had Alan Lazard and Valdez Scantling. They didn't have people for him to throw to.
I mean, he still got Scantling.
Yeah, he still has Lazard too. But I mean, that's why he wanted Cobb. He's like, if I'm gonna have bad receivers, at least me have
Ones that I like.
bad receiver that I like as a person that I'm buddies with. Because Cobb's not a starter even on the team. He just plays some. I think he's just like, give me a friend at least. If I can't have good receivers, can I at least have a buddy?
He had a couple catches this past week.
Yeah, he's a buddy. But I mean,
Buddy.
that's all it was. Is just giving him a buddy to try to appease him because he didn't have any weapons. In Pittsburgh, he would have weapons and a defense. He's mobile, so he can extend plays even if the offensive line's not ideal.
Clearly not Christian McCaffrey, though. He can't even tripping over his own feet. Is that Mike Davis again? Mike Davis don't even play for the Panthers anymore, does he? As Mike Davis played there forever. Chuba.
Davis is a Falcon.
Yeah, so Mike Davis. He was forever
He was
the.
supposed to be the guy. And the Falcons are like, oh, there's no one else. And then Cordarrelle Patterson, of all people, becoming a running back.
I mean, he played last season as a running back.
Yeah, but
And return
becoming
man.
a back.
Now he's doing
Sharing
it.
time, 50-50 with
And
Davis.
doing well.
Yeah, playing well.
I don't even know if he's returning
Michael's
kicks anymore.
freaking out. It's just like McCaffrey's not playing, McCaffrey's not playing, McCaffrey's not playing, McCaffrey's not playing from all different sites.
You have too many
No,
notifications.
all my fantasy things, people I follow on Twitter, everyone. It's
That dude from the Falcons or the Panthers should have jumped on the fucking ball. Man, it's already 4 minutes left in the second quarter. I'll take a quick break
all right.
because I only brought one drink. I can't believe I made it this far into the game with only one beverage, which was already half empty when we started. So, play something. Let me play fucking something. Oh, wait. What was that penalty?
Ineligible man downfield.
Be right back. All right. Oop. Let's bring it on back. Okay. We're nearing halftime. We decided we're going to do the hot chip challenge.
At half. Got 2 minutes, 30 seconds till halftime. At halftime. And it's going to be ugly.
It's going to be bad. The wife is out here.
We can do this in the morning. We can just do it now.
I'll tell you what's... Because of where we live, how much did you hear about Gabby Petito before it was on national news?
Not a lot. I also don't watch the news. I mean, I saw it on Twitter, but like that was when it was close to national news. I live 8 minutes from her, the house.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Minutes.
I knew nothing of the story until I was doing wound care on patient off Brookhaven.
Well, I was out for a walk and a snap, and somebody was like, "Are you out looking for Brian?" I'm like, "Who the heck's like the dog from Family Guy?" Like I have no idea what they were talking about. And then I looked into it, and I was like, "Oh, it's sad. It's murder."
How weird is it that there's so many people kidnapped and taken in the United States every single day, and then this girl that disappeared on the 11th? Money? What money? They're Northport. Do they have money?
I don't know, but there's no way that there's no money when they're broadcasting it all over national television.
I think it's because they're white. It's a young, pretty white girl.
Plenty of pretty white girls have disappeared and not been blasted all over the news.
That's what I'm saying. What was so good about her is because she had a pretty decent social media following. Like her average post, I think, had like 1,000 likes. So like,
I don't know.
it's crazy. I don't know.
They pick and choose. It is weird, just in general.
So we got some gloves for this, since you said you shouldn't handle without gloves.
Yeah. I'm not getting it in my eyes. My mouth is bad enough. I just use one. That'll be fine. Just pick it up and throw it down.
One is good, two is better.
Or just be like me and don't wear a glove.
Oh, we got our son.
Hey, man. So, I might need milk, just so you know. I have an ice cold fruit drink.
I came ready.
I can't drink your milk. We're
Want
not.
that hand foot mouth?
No, not today.
I don't have hand foot mouth currently.
Oh. One chip challenge. What to expect? Mid. Looks like round 1, spicy punch. Round 2, scorpion. Oh, by round 5. So it must have. It just continuously gets hotter. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yep. I'm gonna stand up when I eat it because there will be jumping in pain.
Bring the camera with you.
I can't believe you're doing this like for no money.
Yeah.
Who would pay me to watch it?
Why would you inflict pain on yourself like this?
It's the life.
Be a cutter.
Whoa,
I am.
a cutter.
Rules for this challenge: eat the entire chip. Wait as long as possible. Okay, so like 10 seconds. Post your reaction on social media.
I mean, we're live streaming it.
Yo, what's this little poster? What is this thing? Oh, 1 hour. Not gonna happen. 30 minutes, no way. 10 minutes, probably not. 5 minutes, doubt it. I bet this milk comes in real fast. Last time the milk was almost instant for me.
I did the 5 minutes. I actually was.
He also was under the influence of alcohol, I was told. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm under it now. I'm sober now.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes with him on the sober end. It's gonna be bad for me.
I'm gonna post it right now on Twitter. See if anyone wants to watch.
I hope they got rid of the Caribbean jerk flavor from 2020. I didn't really like it.
Oh, it's PA. Man. All right.
Oh, it's broken.
You got a broke one? No worries. No worries. Oh, mine's broken too.
It just looks like a chip.
A black chip.
Smells like nothing.
Yes, it smells
But
surprisingly.
yeah, you see, like I got already the greases on my.
Oh yeah, it's
I
already
don't
on the
want that in my-
fingies.
I don't want that on my eyes.
I can already feel the heat.
I feel like my heart is racing. I feel like my adrenaline's already happening because I've done this before and I know it's terrible.
Yeah, I did the 2020 last year. I'm getting nervous. I can feel the sweat.
It's just pure fear on my end.
I already feel the sweat.
I almost envy the people who get ambushed with this chip and don't know what's happening because at least it's easier to eat it. Like I'm getting nervous. I work tomorrow.
So do I.
I hope it doesn't hurt the coming out.
Oh, poor thing broke up already, but
See, I have it in 3, but the good thing I can put it all in there because if I don't do it all once, we're gone.
it's a shitty tasting chip.
Yep. That's true.
It's so dry. Oh,
I'm gonna swallow it.
it is gonna be hard to swallow.
I usually say don't let it hit your tongue, but you've probably already done that.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Go for it. Oh my goodness. Look at you.
Oh,
How are you okay?
who said I was okay?
Oh.
Oh,
It hurts. Oh.
it's not good.
It's in my teeth. No.
It's not helping.
Oh my gosh, it hurts.
I was hammered last time.
My tongue is on fire. Got a gummy bears? It hurts.
I had to go get milk.
Hey guys, you know why that would really help?
Yeah, ivermectin would do great.
What?
Ivermectin?
He said multiple pharmacies declined to refill or to fill the prescription.
What's ivermectin?
It's horse dewormer.
I didn't hear you. I didn't even listen.
Horse dewormer that people are using to treat COVID. Supposedly they're using it prophylactically as well.
Ugh. Stays hot.
That doesn't go away.
I don't understand the one chip challenge.
It's like, do you hate yourself?
Right. Right.
Yes.
Should have been hammered. In other words, Davis Mills with a deep pass. Oh,
It's getting cooked.
No enjoyment.
It still hurts, but I'm mentally back in the room. As soon as you quit drinking or eating anything, your mouth is just again fire. You know what I mean? Like it's like relief for half a second.
And immediately it's hot again.
My lips are on fire.
My eyeballs are draining. Ugh.
Woo!
Arby with custard.
Oh my gosh. It's coming back. It's Revenge of the Chip.
Oh.
I hope our 3 viewers appreciate this. Should have brought up all my chips I bought. We've done 2 back to back.
Fuck that. Oh. I made it 5 minutes last year. This one barely a minute, if that. Oh.
I wonder how long it is until it doesn't hurt.
That's a good question. It did say on the site, don't eat it if you work the next day. If you have to work the next day, because it's gonna tear up your guts. It's just terrible.
That's not Anthony Miller! Let's go! My eyes are on fire.
Is there a relief to capsaicin?
Nope, supposedly.
It's not working right now. And you said at the start of this, you're relying on an Anthony Miller touchdown.
Yeah.
Miss extra point. I give this a 1 out of 10. Do not recommend.
I almost drank this whole milk. What are we looking at? A quart. 1/4 of a gallon. 600 calories worth of milk. Every time I think I'm gonna be fine, it comes back.
Babe, have one. It's delicious.
What are you trying to say?
The 2 boys are stupid.
What?
Listen, at the beginning I said you'd be better off cutting yourselves. Now, what do we think, boys? Yeah, cutting in the other thigh would have felt better, right?
Scabs would have
Yeah.
been longer. This will heal faster.
You feel much better already.
What are you trying to say? You trying to say the Y chromosome makes us stupid?
I don't know what makes you stupid. I'm not a scientist.
That's why God gave us muscles so that women would rely on us in the caveman days. Because our brains aren't doing it.
I mean, tomorrow you guys are probably going to be like shitting your brains out. Like fire coming out of your asshole.
What brains?
Your muscles.
We know any brains to
will
waste,
be
supposedly.
Useless.
Apparently, nobody brains to waste. My stomach's on fire. My mouth's on fire. My eyes are on fire. Everything hurts.
Just no sense of self-preservation with that shit.
It's all mouth. It's all mouth for me. The roof, the entire roof of my mouth.
I don't feel like you should have chewed it.
You can't. It's too big to not chew.
And it's super dry.
Dude, my mouth isn't full enough for this. I didn't have enough to eat today. My stomach is on fire.
$19 seconds left before the half.
I plan on going to CrossFit tomorrow morning. That's probably not gonna happen. I'll be like squirting poo during a deadlift, just like that can't be good.
Fuck.
I have to say, Michael, you're looking worse. And Zach was really looking bad in the beginning. He seems maybe like he's recovering.
Well, I drinking almost a whole entire quart of milk.
Is it a quart?
You want bread?
I want heroin. I want
Heroin?
heroin, meth, cocaine, drugs. How about? Oh, I might throw up. I'm not sweating anymore. My stomach's churning.
I feel like throwing up would make it worse than the down.
I don't advise vomiting.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I usually vomit for fun.
Mike does.
Gallbladder.
What's wrong with you?
He just chugs water and then goes to barks. Super attractive.
I had a friend in college who would make himself puke when he had the hiccups. To get rid of it. Like a psychopath.
I don't throw up. I have no vomiting at all.
I thought my lips would feel better by now. But they
It was better
don't.
last time I did because I was outside, so I didn't feel bad spitting on the floor.
There's a trash can.
Yeah, it's trash can right there. And
All
behind
those
you.
expired Girl Scout cookies.
Now it's just my lips. And like the roof of my mouth. Feels like it's winding down now.
Now we go to the chocolate milk.
That alone is gonna make you shit.
I do that every day. I'm not scared of that. And like fiery foods hurt, but it doesn't send my body into a panic. I think I'm almost fully recovered though. But dude, like the adrenaline was this time, doing the second time, the difference with the adrenaline was coming before I even ate the chip, which I think helped me long term. Like the first time, I didn't know what to expect, and then I ate it and I was like panicking. And then the adrenaline, like your body just sends so much endorphins and adrenaline because it doesn't know what's happening. For this time, I feel like I knew what was happening and my body started sending it like adrenaline early. My heart was pumping before I even.
Thinking, why did you do this to me? Why do you treat me this way? That's what your body's thinking.
Yeah.
Why you don't do me like this?
Oh.
I have 5 more chips at home. We do this again.
I'm gonna pass.
I was supposed to do it again on Christmas with my brother.
I feel like it'll be harder next time.
Why? This is your second time, right?
But I did the 2020.
And you said you were drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
That probably numbed it a little bit for you. And doesn't alcohol help with Capizese a little bit? They say beer. They say beer helps.
The site said don't drink carbonated beverages.
Yeah,
Yeah, carbonated. I heard that beer helps.
Beer's carbonated.
Spiciness, yeah, because of the carbs and then alcohol.
That expired yogurt?
What kind of woman do you think I am? Although, after you put that chip in your body, you shouldn't really be too upset about a yogurt that's a few days
I can't eat expired yogurt, but I can eat a lava chip that'll send my body into a panic. Oh, man. That being said, if milk's past the day, it's past the day. Milk's not expensive enough for me to risk it. My grandma would be upset, but she doesn't watch the pod, so I think we're okay.
I don't know what's going to kill me first. The second dose of the vaccine. Because my arm is still pretty red. It still shows on my camera.
See, imagine if we wouldn't have wore gloves and that got in your eyes. Like, that's pepper spray at that point.
So, are you promoting the vaccine still?
I wasn't promoting it one way or another. I was promoting not dying for my child.
Are you vaccinated, Zach?
I am not currently. Well, I am not because I got COVID, and my doctor told me I have to wait a certain amount of time before I can get the vaccine. But I will be getting vaccinated immediately as soon as I get the go ahead.
Even after seeing Mike's arm, no hesitancy.
None.
I can feel the bumps pretty good.
I'd love my arms to bulge a little bit. Some bulge in my arms.
I don't know if you wear a smaller size shirt today or if you've been working out. I can see some muscles.
I'm not wearing a smaller shirt. I did go to the gym today with my dad. My dad's been trying to lose weight. He's lost like 30 pounds or something in 2 months. He's killing it. Killing it.
Good weight loss plan. Start the day, lava chip.
Yeah, then you don't want to eat anything.
Shit your brains out.
And then don't eat. That's what you should do like right before a weigh-in at like a work weight loss challenge. Like do this chip challenge, take some laxatives, don't eat, and then take like an Epsom salt bath. To like get rid of all that water weight.
Is that what Epsom salt does?
If you take a salt bath, you can get rid of some water weight.
Pulls fluids out.
Yeah. We had someone do that at
It's just on the lips now.
one of my work challenge. We actually had a work challenge, weight loss challenge when I worked at DCS. And a girl went and had surgery and had a lap band surgery.
What a fucking cheat.
Yeah, people were upset because she lost a lot of weight.
She's disqualified.
And when she got the money paid for her surgery.
So it was like a big challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You should have been disqualified.
What ended up happening is people threw such a big fit when we found out that everyone got their money back. And the challenge was over. It's a bold strategy.
I don't promote that to anybody.
She lost the weight, got pregnant, gained it all back.
What's the percentage on weight loss that how many people gain their weight back? It's super.
80%.
Like 145%. If we're counting people who overgain it.
From a size 14 to a size 16 in my life, and I think that I have gained and lost the weight.
You've been at 14 to 16. That's,
4 to 16.
I say, okay, 10 pounds.
I'm trying to get back down to my birth weight. So I got a ways to go.
Oh, you were sweating. Look at that.
Yeah. Pitting out from the challenge. So you get the way my pits. I can't even see them because of the mic.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
the camera's over there. It's not me.
Well, I know. The mic, I said.
Oh,
Not the mic.
I'm the mic.
Whew.
Oh. I got a joke.
Okay.
Hold on. It's 3 parts.
My stomach is now on fire. Like, my mouth is starting to become normal-ish. But my stomach is, like, churning. That's not good.
All right. What do a pregnant woman, a burnt pizza, and a frozen beer have in common? I asked that joke to Nicole What do you think she said?
You forgot to pull it out.
She thought they're all worthless. I was like, whoa.
Wow, screw pregnant women.
What if you haven't said a joke that terrible before?
So Zach got it. At one point along the way, a man forgot to pull out. Yours was like the most sexist.
Like you wouldn't have said something like that.
No, it didn't even pop into my head at how fucked up yours was.
No comment. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
I'm stepping in between that one.
So our over-under, Deontay and Allen Robinson. Did he have a catch last week at all?
Who, A-Rob?
No, I know A-Rob did.
Yeah, Deontay went 9 for 105.
Oh, never mind.
A-Rob went 1 for 12, but it was a score. The thing about it, Johnson, though, he's not going to miss this week. He's gonna miss a game or two. So, you get a chance to catch back.
The new greatest show on turf starts this week. A-Rob would have had some. It's a figure of speech. And they're in Cleveland in real grass. Fields went to Ohio State. How many Justin Fields Ohio State jerseys do you think there's going to be?
A ton.
A ton. I bet you there's going to be Browns fans wearing Justin Fields jerseys.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
I feel like I'm going to have massive heartburn.
My eyes hurt.
I feel like my eyes are super dry now. It's like all my body sweat was coming out of my head, tears, and now my body's pulling in all its fluids to try to maintain hydration to wherever this chip is going. Because it hurts.
My poops are going to be in fuego. That's all I know. It's going to be bad. It's going to hurt coming out.
So you did this chip challenge before.
Yes, with my brother.
What did it do to you last time?
Same thing for the most part. Like the pooping ended up not being that bad last time, but this time I'm already feeling stuff coming on. It's not good. I mean, if anything, I think that last time it lasted a little longer. But not like it was bad equally fast, but I think it really helped this time that I knew what to expect because I think that like I said, I think my body, I felt adrenaline coming before I ate it. Where last time I ate it with not knowing how bad it was.
Do you think it helped actually?
I was starting to panic because like before I took it, I was like, I'm stepping out in front of a car right now that's going to hit me.
Did it help?
Like, that's what it felt like. Like there was a car coming and I was like, here we go, 1, 2, 3, jump.
Did it help doing it on camera, sort of thing? Like you were nervous to not look like a little bitch?
Kind of helping on camera, not because of that. I don't care what I look like, but I was focused on something else. I was focused on trying to stay on camera and not just like let myself go die in the corner.
Yeah. The heat hit me harder than I remembered it. And I was super drunk last time.
Well, we both know if I would have done it drunk, I wouldn't have remembered it at all. So, it's that.
So, just something has hit the back of my.
I just thought of it right now, but in college, I never really had a nickname. I should have been called Zach Out because I blacked out every time I drank, every single time. So why wasn't my nickname Zach Out? That would have made so much sense. That'd have been kind of cool.
I kind of lost faith in whoever your friends were.
Never quit drinking.
Yeah, because you would have been cool.
Out. What are you gonna do?
Zach Out's back. Whoop whoop.
Oh, it's time for Zach Out. Oh man. No, but it's nice remembering what you did the day before, because you know it's never great when you're receiving texts the next day and like people are like you did this and I'm like,
I did.
I feel like Steve Urkel. Did I?
Did I do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea if I did it or not. I'm assuming they wouldn't lie to me. So, oh my stomach hurts.
I have a little bit of an upset tummy.
Oh, it's so bad.
I also wasn't on carpet, and all of my family was watching. So I was in front of a cheaper, worse camera, head on. But there was probably 10 people on the other side of the camera watching me do it. So I realized I didn't make the 5 minutes this time.
Oh my, my
And
stomach is literally on fire now.
I'm okay.
It feels like the chip in the mouth again, but in the stomach now. I'm gonna go to the bathroom here soon. This pod's
I understand.
gonna almost run its course. Oh my gosh, it's hurting worse than in the mouth almost. What is happening?
Really? It's that like I honestly I'm good now.
Yeah, I thought I was. No, my throat's hurting. What is it? Shut down.
Are you someone who has a lot of acid reflux?
No.
See, I'm an acid reflux person, so I'm surprised it's not hurting me more.
I'm gonna call it.
Go ahead. You go. You
Good
go
night,
to
everybody. If I don't make it back.
go to the pot and I'll be sure to split this video up and put the whole chip challenge. Last year, it was so different. Besides the alcohol, I drooled a lot more. I think the problem why it felt so much hotter this time was that I swallowed it almost immediately. I don't know if the chip was drier this time, but it sucked up all of my spit. And it made it just so much hotter. So like a minute and 15 seconds in, I'm over it. I'm over it. And so I went and got my chocolate milk, which I hope this isn't expired. October 2nd, so I made it past the cutoff. It's been in the fridge a while. I didn't want to grab the almond milk for the protein shakes, which I realize this is not a body of fitness and physique. But me and the wife have been on a diet, and we're down 13 pounds this past month. When you get used to eating and drinking the way you normally do, it's fucking ridiculously hard to break that trend. And life is so fucking busy between kids and work, charting and calling patients, and then I'm on call once a month and call every Monday. When you're on call, you can't focus on yourself at all. So it's just fucking terrible. For all of our sports fans, it does suck that Chris McCaffrey's on. Wifey, come have a seat. Come on. Are you going someplace? Where are you going? Well, thanks for the heads up. You say so. I'm disappointed in you. Because you would have known that. You know I could have got supplies for you. Gold tops? I have gold. Not in my car. We have gold. I could have got them. And now I even have the metals, the heavy metal toxins tubes. I have 4 of them. All right, you do your thing. It's not contributing to the podcast if you're not going to get on the mic. Vamos. I'll break real quick. I'm going to break real quick so I can give you a kiss goodnight or goodbye. All right. Hold on. Mics are still alive. Mics are hot, babe. Mics are hot. And I'm going to take a break to give the wife a happy kiss so she can go because she's got an expensive husband. So the fact that she's working her ass off for me so I can get all these nice things for this podcast is going straight to the moon. I'll be back in a minute.
I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in. And if I let you in, another round begins. No, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. But what if you're everything I need? I find my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? And what if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side.
Should I be scared? The feeling's so different now. You got me floating here, a feather in the air. Oh, but when the wind blows, will I tumble or sail away? Or would you have me stay? And what if I escape? I know
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. But what if you're everything I need? I find my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? And what if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side, by your side. I'm not afraid. We found something that'll never fade. We can be ourselves and figure out the rest along the way. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you by my side.
I'm pretty well relieved. I think I'm feeling pretty good. The wife said during the break that I should really elevate the camera, point it down a bit. Problem with that, it'll also bring emphasis to the belly. Now, the game is back on. It's been relatively boring. I'm kind of surprised. I thought the Panthers would put up more. I thought the Texans would try to surprise people more with Davis Mills. Besides that, Christian McCaffrey's down. that's kind of a big deal, obviously. Pretty important. Now, for this podcast, as it continues, and me and Zach get more comfortable with each other, I mean, this is week 3, but I see great promise. And I bought this Stream Deck Mini for the hope that I can get an extension to it and I can click my buttons to play, switch breaks and everything like that, and not have to worry about buttons everywhere and switching pages that are on my Google tabs and shit like that, so I can just quickly transition. So if there's a lot of people out there with a bunch of Stream Deck experience, I'm all for it. I have 0 experience. There's a ton of videos, but streamers use the Stream Deck. Streamers know all about adding extra time to the videos. So there's a lot of doldrums involved in it. So I bought an extension so me and Zach can probably move to like sitting in a normal seated position. So the garage door is not in there, and we're going to have a good mood lighting area, talking shit, watching the games. And I can just use that little Stream Deck Mini. It looks like Zach is back. The cameras, the microphones.
Flushed me out a little bit. I broke my belt. This is the part that the belt...
So you so aggressively had to...
I was trying to pull it through and just rip my belt. This is metal.
So when you said you had to go, like it was like it was going to come out one way or another.
I wouldn't use that bathroom for a week. Oh, I feel a lot better though, because my stomach was starting to hurt, like my mouth hurt, like it was just straight on fire. It was, oof. Wow. I have 5 more of those at home. Got to figure out how to convince other people to do those with me. That'll be fun.
Do you? You're gonna do it again?
Yeah.
By choice, huh?
Yeah, with my brother. It's something that me and him did together, and he was all excited when I found him again. So he convinced me to buy all of them. So
good job, Hockey. You have made a business out of torturing people.
It makes, like, if you eat a blazing wing at B-Dubs, it's not even close.
It hits so much harder.
It's not even comparable. Because I could eat a second blazing wing. I wouldn't put another chip. My body would probably stop me if I tried to put a second chip in after you'd already had one. Your body's just like, nope, shuts down on you.
How is Davis Mills? Like,
he's the next GOAT, man. That's what happens. He's the next starter.
It's crazy. I mean, it's honestly pretty shocking to know that like they have a real chance of winning this game. How strong the Panthers started out. It just shows you how reliant they are on McCaffrey, because without McCaffrey, they have done nothing. Literally nothing against a team projected to win 0 games this season.
Yeah.
I'm.
My stomach's starting to hurt again already. This might be a long night.
That almost could have been pass interference. A few people must have clicked the YouTube link because our average watch time tripled.
Oh.
So a bunch of people must have clicked in there and went back on it. So, yeah. Thank you. Studio 24 Productions.
All right, so I gotta go again.
Man, I feel bad. That is never how I would like hot food to get to me. And as someone who's I smoked for several years, now I vape now and again, which, as you can see, and I don't know how long the stream's been going on, an hour and a half, way less than back when I was with Lowell. I mean, it was pretty constant. Between vaping and cigarettes and alcohol drinking, like, it really gets to you. And as my dad can attest, fried food on the daily. So heartburn is something I've been pretty familiar with most of my life. To eat hot stuff and for it to get to me like that, it would probably really fucking piss me off. I do feel kind of bad that Zach is feeling so bad because he drives to my place and like I'm home. I do feel like my face is still pretty red. I can feel it. Man, my arm is really red on the from the vaccine. It's spread out quite a bit, but it doesn't hurt. It's warm to the touch, and I don't think it's the vaccine, if I'm being honest, because the first one, the administrator of the vaccine was a different person than the second one I got. The second one I got was a much younger, petite female who came off very new to her job. And as someone who doesn't like to complain and want to do anything, I let her do it. Well, she hit me lower than most because she missed the largest muscle in the arm. And when she poked it, she also was going up. And then once it was in, she brought up the rest of the needle. So I think this redness and the swelling is related to her probably moving the muscle fibers of my arm. It's the only thing I can think of. I realize I'm a nurse. Maybe I should know every aspect, but the only IM medications I've ever delivered is usually thigh, but and sure as fuck higher than right here where she hit me. You want to hit up here, like in the middle of my tattoo right here is a great spot because you can really grab that meat. Well, down here, you're getting in between two muscles. So I'm thinking it was on her more than anything else. I might have to go check on Zach. Feeling kind of bad. How about I bring up a story that I had found before I'd even talked to Zach for the first time. I'm just going to double check on the door. I'm going to knock on it real quick, make sure he's okay, because considering he just sat down, I would feel kind of bad that if something happened in my house, I'm kind of liable. So I'm going to play some more Stream Beats by Harris Heller, who... Oh no, Zach just texted me. He just threw up. I'm going to check on him real quick. He thinks it's the milk. I'm going to check on him real quick. If anyone's looking to be a streamer, looking to playing like Harris Heller music for break music and stuff like that, Harris Heller's a Stream Beats. You can find him on Twitch, which he's pretty much pulled off of Twitch entirely, and now he streams and does his videos on YouTube. So Harris Heller, Stream Beats. Dude's a G. His dad's like a governor or something, so I realized he started in the game a little above most people. Had to afford him an opportunity to go towards his dream. Good for him. He chased his dream. Happy dude. I'm going to play this real quick. I'm going to go check on Zach. Be right back. All right, Zach's back. Zach is back. Welcome to the Zach Attack Show. Yeah. Zany morning radio. You look like you've seen better days, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, and I work tomorrow, and that'll be fun.
Look, as someone like you who's sober, you don't have the hangover, and a hangover affects you all day. But although diarrhea might hit you a couple times tomorrow.
Yeah, I just ready for it to stop right now. My stomach hurts. Everything hurts.
So, you saw that my dog was locked up. And is anyone who's seen the stream before, and Lowell who loves dogs, my fucking dog, super jealous. She tried to run away today because as you see that autographed Justin Fields jersey, by God, that's good. That's like game day too. Because like if you check the sleeves, it's got the cool like super tight elastic. Had to sign for it because it was an insured delivery. I was working. My mom opened the door to sign for it. Fucking dog. Pew. Pew. She tried running out the door. That's the one. That's the button. Oh. So the dog tried running out the door. A little bit later, she got her back pretty quickly because as fast as she is, she doesn't actually try to run away for a long time. No time later did she go and shit on Jackson's playmat. People are like, oh, maybe she tried to go to the bathroom outside. Dog has never peed outside. She refuses to pee outside. We got her from a breeder who trained her to pee on matted up paper inside of a kitty litter box. It's amazing she goes on pads. That's as far as we could get her. She doesn't like grass. It's like it's hard on her paws because she has dainty ass fucking paws. So she tried to run away. Then she pooped on Jackson's rubber playmat. All right, I was like, she'll be all right. She'll be all right. And then she went and she peed in the middle of the floor. I was like, you know what? 3 strike shot. So she's locked up for the night. I don't know what has been going on with her, whether it's jealousy with Jackson. I mean, if there's any other dog owners, is that how legit of a thing is that? How jealous dogs can get?
I'd assume fairly. We had a cat growing up who, when my mom had my brother Andrew, she started peeing and pooping in his room. She was upset that he was there. I mean, it happens, unfortunately. And always never a good thing because a pet's not going to win that battle between me or the kid.
Oh, it's not going to come in. No. I was going to have Jax on camera for the first time. But he's sleeping and Nicole's going to get supplies. So daddy duty, host duty, duty. Does that happen when you, do you get that in the tummy grumbles when you eat spicy food usually? Is that way?
I don't usually eat fire. If I eat spicy food, it's not like that. I also don't drink that much milk. So it was just a bad combination. Like, the milk helped a little bit with the spiciness, but I think made my stomach upset also.
Were you too quick to swallow it, or were you swishing? Like, I'm a swill.
I did all of the above. But I mean, I drank almost an entire quart of milk.
I guess this was half full when I got it, and it's still probably a third. Yeah, I'm a swisher and a gurgler. That's why the boys love me. It's also the reason I'm great at Halloween when I do Chewbacca. So, on to another story. Since the game's a commercial break, Panthers just scored. It's crazy. I am surprised.
2 rushing touchdowns in this game for the Panthers, neither of which to running backs. Sam Darnold, a keeper, and a tight end rushing touchdown. Just how we drew it up.
I don't know if you read that headline that was there. It's visible for a second. How do you feel about OnlyFans?
Fine with it. I think it's funny that for a while I think that when they said they were going to ban sexual activity on it, I think that was a publicity stunt. Because they knew that was their moneymaker. I think they basically wanted everyone talking about it and getting, oh, that's ridiculous. Because then they later said, we're postponing that idea for who knows how long. And I'm like, no, you just wanted people to talk about OnlyFans and get your name out there for free on the news.
You also have a stepmom, right?
Yeah. Don't like
Would you make an OnlyFans for your stepmom if
Absolutely
she?
not.
No. So the link that I hid. Son creates OnlyFans for his sexy mom. Now I will say,
His actual mother
I'm not sure.
gave birth to him.
Bring that up right there, so people can read
And, like,
that.
how involved? Like, that's what I would like set up the account for her and then stepped away, or like
From
took photos. Like,
from what I had read, it was actually him photographing it. But let's see. Mother's little helper helped her go nude for some loot.
he's 19.
No Oedipus. Yeah, no Oedipus. No, it's real mom and son. She is a former Miss Bum Bum World winner with over 934,000 Instagram followers. So she's already fairly famous and has been in Playboy. I would be mad if my mom looked like that.
That's gross.
Now, and you see here, these people, you guys can, as it scrolls down, if my mom looks like that, I am never taking those pictures with her. That is borderline.
Yeah. He's just standing. She's just standing there on that photo. She has clothes on, like
On the beach. Yeah. But you know what kind of people that incites? But that one, creeps are going to enjoy that picture. Let's see. Well, I mean, they're making money. On average, people make $180 a month on the site. I mean, really? It's not that bad.
$180 a month.
Depending on what kind of stuff you're showing, I mean,
Like $1,300 a year.
if you're going to take the pictures anyway.
$2,300. I don't know. It's not a ton, but I would not take pictures of my mom like that. I wouldn't take pictures of my mom in general, basically.
No.
I may just be a bad son.
I don't know. I wanted to talk about this. I found that story before me and Lowell quit posting. Although things seem to be going well for him, so congrats on him. Doing everything with that major company that he works for. No ill will, no harboring of ill feelings. We were supposed to record the week before you came over, and then he blew me off. But I still love you, Lowell.
A little bit.
Let's see here. What else did I want to bring up since we're... Oh, that's right. We talked about how you don't like to spend any money.
Yeah.
And you have a knockoff Apple Watch.
Yep. Amazon and AMA's Fit.
I mean, it works. Now, I, on the other hand, have to have like the newest electronics. I've always been that way. I've had an Apple Watch. I had the very first one. The first one was fucking garbage. And then I broke 3 Apple Watches. Now I have this one, Series 5, I believe. I don't know, the first one that was screen on all the time. Well, it turns out the new one that comes out alongside, I believe, the new iPhone and the new iPad has a touchscreen and a swipe the same way that you can swipe your text messages.
My wife loves that feature.
Swipe to text. Well,
I
it's,
never use it.
you're a two-thumber, aren't you? You're a two-thumb clicker.
Yep.
All right. I bet you loved T9 texting too, didn't you?
Absolutely not. No. Did anyone love that?
Darnold's quick.
Yeah. Too bad it's a holding call.
I
That's
know. I
all
feel bad to
coming
get
back.
25 yards and lose all of it. So the new Apple Watch is supposed to come out. Should have looked this up. I didn't, but I do know it's coming out here soon. But the point of the emphasis is that they have now a swipe screen for the Apple Watch. Well, a company, FlickType, submitted for an app application last year, and it was blocked by Apple. They didn't describe why, only that it was in violation of like terms of service. Well, the new watch is coming out with that feature, and the people that work at iFlick, or the FlickType app, the people who created that app for it, have found source code, and the source code is essentially the same as the Apple Watch's source code for the same technology to swipe to text. Now Apple faces themselves a nice big lawsuit from FlickType. As much as I love my Apple Watch, I really don't ever type on it. I'm not sure how well it would even type, because when you see a picture like this one zoomed in on it, oh yeah, they easily see that, right? No, it doesn't get that same way on your fucking watch. I don't think I'm even gonna get a new iPhone. Darnold, like a fucking hero, stays in the.
Get a fold?
The Samsung, no. I actually probably won't get any non-iOS device because I'm locked in the ecosystem.
You don't have a MacBook, do you?
I have 2 MacBooks. I bought
You have Apple TV?
3 of them. 3 Apple TVs. I have Apple TV app on all of my devices
Apple
now.
Watches.
I have the new Apple charger.
You get an Apple HomePod?
No, they already discontinued it.
They have it at Sam's right now. They discontinued it already?
Yep. So it's just a speaker now.
Lame. What?
So I'm not going to be doing it with the. I don't. My cohesiveness goes with hardware.
Are you going to buy their console?
It's like a video game system. I don't even know anything about it. Tell me about it.
They're talking about doing one. I forget with who. I want them to buy Nintendo. I want them and Nintendo to get together to do a console together. I can make a lot of sense. Apple wants to do a console, but I think that they should pair with Nintendo for a couple reasons. They're both like innovators. Like how Nintendo did the Wii. They were the first ones to do the motion thing. Then Nintendo has the Switch, which is like kind of like they like that thing. How awesome would it be if you could play Madden on your TV using a controller and play it on like a Switch, or play it on your phone from your iPhone?
As ideal as that sounds, you had to use a game that Nintendo Switch doesn't even have.
That's true. That's my heart. But like Mario, like if the Apple Store had like just in this deal, like you could just access Mario and just make Mario games.
Mario Kart is on your phone right now.
I know. Mario Kart.
Mario
But
Kart.
I'm saying if they had access to like make whatever, and Nintendo and them could just do it. Mario Party. Just full-fledged go into it.
Speaking of Apple and innovations,
I think it's a match made in heaven for companies. I'm not usually for companies pairing together, but that one makes a lot of sense to me.
the NFL and the Sunday ticket expires after this season.
Oh my gosh, I know, it's awesome.
It is now the favorite to bid is to go to Apple for $2 billion a year.
So
Because AT&T does not anticipate going, because the current deal is $1.5 billion per year for the Sunday ticket. AT&T has said so much that they don't want to have
they're gonna
$2
keep
billion a
it.
year.
They're gonna keep it like a monopoly.
It would be on Apple TV. Apple TV is available on all apps now. Roku, Fire Stick,
Right, but
Xbox.
Apple obviously charged for that. So what I'm saying
You
is like
have to pay for everything to watch games now.
I know, but there was rumored at one point in time that it was just gonna come out and like it was gonna
Too
be
much
like,
money. That's never gonna happen.
and it was gonna be like you could buy it from like a multitude of people and it'd be cheaper for the viewer.
The funny you say that. You don't want to watch every team's games, right? You don't want to spend the huge amount of money for every game on the Sunday ticket, right?
Maybe.
Apple wants to make it so that you can watch your team's games at
So
a
like MLB
discounted price.
and NBA.
Just like that. Yeah. They want to get with the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely be enthralled to be like, I don't give a fuck if I watch the Texans out of market games. I don't care about Carolina. I already pay for Game Pass.
Yeah, I give you the Bears and Red Zone.
Perfect.
Problem solved.
I pay $100 a year for Game Pass. I will give another $150 to Apple to be able to watch every live Bears game. Not Game Pass where it's 2 hours, 5 hours, sometimes 8 hours later. If I can watch the Bears live at 1 o'clock, I will give you $150 a year.
Isn't it like $250 now?
A month, yeah, but that's all out of market games. I don't see them charging less than $150 because, well, maybe if they did $100, holy shit!
I bought the Reds here because it was $100 for all of the Reds games. It's 162 games. It's good value. It's like 60 cents a game.
I mean, yeah, when you break out the game price for the
Even in NFL, if it was $100, it's like $6 a week. The hard part is I'm a Steelers fan, and we're on TV, like what 8 games a year.
more than most teams, yeah.
I mean, because we get the 5 night games just every year. Because that's the most you can get scheduled is 5. We get 5, and then you can get flexed into one more. And a lot of years we get that 6th game, and then it might be on regular TV here like 3 times, and then it's like, all right, well 9 out of the 17 games are on regular TV, so I'm really paying for like 7 games or 8 games or whatever it may be.
Trying to bring it up. I saved the article on my phone. It's on The Athletic. It was right before you actually showed up. So there it is. 6 hours ago that the actual article was released. And I really need an editor here so I can bring out my shit without having to deal with. But right there. So it's NFL would like Apple to become the new home for the NFL Sunday ticket. The bidding process has already begun because it's it still is in the preliminary process. So DirecTV paying on average $1.5 billion a year, and it stretches through the end of next season. So sorry, it's a year after that. I think AT&T will overbid, just like they did this last time. No one was willing to go over $1 billion the last contract extension, which was right after I moved to Florida. By the end of it, it became the $1.5 billion a year on average. But in a world where live TV is dying, I personally don't watch anything live other
sports.
than fucking football and
Sports?
the playoffs for sports.
Okay, I was like basketball playoffs,
Yeah, I do watch.
March Madness.
Yeah, but I'm usually working, and during March Madness, the fucking games tip off at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
I always take off those days if I can. I try to take off Tuesday or Thursday, Friday, and just post up.
Nicole would try to rip my head from my body if I was missing work to not pay attention to my family. And if I'm home, Jax is home here too. So like, oh, you're home. You play. He's getting into everything. He came out here, tried eating the expired cookies, and we're in the garage. He tries to get into the tools. So I do love the Sunday Ticket. And now with YouTube TV, I do like to save everything. Just add to my library. Save it, watch it. Marcus, watch it, delete it. Apple TV keeps growing. They're really trying to invest in it. They're getting some pretty decent TV shows, to be honest with you. Ted Lasso.
I want to watch that.
You can come over and watch it, man. It made me feel so much better to watch it with somebody because
I haven't watched it yet, so we'll have to.
My mom and Nicole hated it. I always hate that I talk about. Oh,
how many seasons are there so far?
They're most of the way through the second season.
All right.
But they're half-hour episodes. First season's 10 episodes.
Okay.
Now I'm excited. Now I'm excited to watch it with you because I have watched the season 1 3 times. I watched the first episode of season 2, but I'm a binger.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard to watch like a 23-minute episode or something and then not like, oh, wait till next week.
Yeah, that's rough.
But I would absolutely watch it with you. I would love to. My mom and Nicole gave it two, maybe 3 episodes, and it was, I don't really like it. I was like, what?
I've been trying to get my wife to watch The Wire with me, and she watched like 2 minutes, literal 2 minutes of the start. She's like, "This is boring," and then wouldn't watch it anymore.
Well,
It's like the greatest rated show in the history of television. You gave it 2 minutes on a drama. We're not even into the plot yet. And you're like, I'm done.
oh, DJ Moore's not going to score a touchdown here.
Well, now they got to get a third rushing touchdown. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Robbie Anderson? So they can get a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a tight end to get run it in before.
Timeout. The Wire, I am on like episode 7. I do enjoy it.
I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and it was so good.
The
I can't
problem,
watch it without her at this point.
you have to pay attention to it so much.
Maybe my trade wasn't so bad after all. DJ Moore, now injured.
Whoever is that you traded it to, you done fucked up. Have you ever watched The Sopranos?
No. I watched the first episode and I liked it, and I haven't watched it since.
Now, I will say the first episode of Sopranos, I'm surprised it hooked so many people because upon rewatch, you talk about slow show. Mm-hmm. I think The Sopranos is way slower than The Wire to start.
Dude, the ducks. He loves his ducks.
He loves the ducks, Mr. Panic Attack. I think The Wire, I don't even remember how many seasons it is. I think it's 5.
I don't know. I think so. I started to try to watch Breaking Bad.
Talk about slow. I couldn't watch it.
Nah.
Nah.
I'm like, I got like a season and a half in. It's just like, yeah. I never cared about The Walking Dead, really. It's really funny because like my wife watched The Walking Dead, and then once Negan showed up, she didn't like it because it was too much.
Was that Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah.
The really good-looking guy with
And it was too dark for her, and I was like, I liked Negan. It was like the first bad guy. I was like, yes. Like I like who doesn't like a good bad guy in a movie or a show?
And he does play a good asshole. Nicole would love him because that was Denny on Grey's Anatomy.
And he's the dad in Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever watch Supernatural?
No, one of my best friends, Brandon, did. Loved it. He did not. I don't think he missed a fucking episode, and that was before the days of DVR.
It was always a mess for me because I had watched Gilmore Girls, and
Listen,
Jared Padalecki plays Rory's love interest, Dean, right?
Yeah, Dean, yeah.
In Supernatural, he is Sam, which is fine because people have different names. But his brother is named Dean. And that really messed with me for a long time. Whenever I'd see, I'm like, that's Dean. I get them mixed up. And like, but now I've watched enough times, I get it. And Dean is always like, Sam. I don't know if you've ever seen a preview.
Yeah.
But he's always like that with everyone. He's always yelling, Cass. Hey, Cass. I was like, all right, get the gravel out of your mouth and let's go kill a, I don't know, Leviathan or whatever we're dealing with.
So was it the Walking Dead you can pay attention to, or Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Yeah. See,
I tried them both, and neither one really hooked me. I'm not usually a drama TV type of guy. I'm usually a comedy guy. I like documentaries a lot.
I think the biggest thing with Breaking Bad is like it takes the first season of load to get there. But didn't you love Game of Thrones?
No.
Well, this is
I watched all of Game of Thrones.
because you want to be hip.
Everyone watched it, and everyone talked about it. All my friends did. All my family did, and I didn't want to like not be a part of the conversation. So I just
fair.
watched it, and
The only reason I watch Grey's Anatomy is for Nicole.
well, and by the end, you get to when you get to the end of Game of Thrones. I don't care about the ending. We're not even getting to that. We're gonna get to the fact that like this second to last season, there would be like 12 plot lines, so you get like 3 minutes of each. And so like you'd only care about one or two plot lines, and you're like, oh cool, I got 4 minutes of TV I enjoyed for this hour. And nothing happened in like 10 of the plot lines. They were just people talking. Like, ugh. I don't know if the kind of...
The writing let down an excellent story.
Well, and the problem is just like, we live in a world where it's almost hard for me, like, you become so dependent on your phone and like instant gratification. It's almost hard to just sit and watch TV and not do something else also. So like, Game of Thrones is a whole other level. Like, I was watching Indiana Jones like a month ago, and there's
Shia LaBeouf or Harrison Ford?
No, I was watching Indiana Jones. Shia LaBeouf is not in an Indiana Jones movie that exists.
Fair.
I don't know what that was. There was aliens, and that wasn't Indiana Jones. I was fan fiction. I don't know. But anyways, so like Indiana Jones, and like you watch it, there's not like a whole bunch of jokes in it. It's not just action nonstop. There's plot. We don't do that anymore. Because it's kind of like I was kind of bored. I love Indiana Jones, but like if you watch our movies now, it's action.
Knee
action,
right
action,
to the back.
It's action, joke, action, joke, action, joke.
You think he did that on purpose?
No.
Man, that looks like it fucking hurt though.
Oh yeah.
Knee to the back of Brandon Cooks.
But I feel like we don't have the attention span anymore to like watch a movie. If there's not jokes and there's not action, we're bored.
There does usually have to be something to get you.
And it's sad.
It's the reason why movies with The Rock and Kevin Hart and stuff are like so popular. Cause
Like, yeah, and look at Star Wars back in the day. The original Star Wars movies, there's a lot of plot, not a lot of action or like jokes in them. It's plot most of the time, and like people watch them now and they're bored. And they're like, I don't see the thrill. Like kids nowadays are like, I don't get Star Wars, and I don't think it's just because the graphics aren't as good. I think it's just because it's plot and it's not comedy and action, they're bored.
I am worried that
because the popular movies, like you said, are like Kevin Hart, The Rock, like they're just like boom, 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 joke, boom, boom, joke, boom, joke. Fast and Furious is just straight 2 hours of blowing stuff up.
Yeah, I am worried that the Game of Thrones might be the last of the story-driven.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything on right now that's mostly story-based?
I'm on the rewatch of House, so
And even, I mean, that's a formula.
It's right. It's very formulaic.
Which I like House. I usually don't like formulaic shows, but I like House for some reason. I don't know why. But I don't like NCIS, CSI when it's just like boom, 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 boom. It loses me.
The House had just enough secondary plot line to plot along a series rather than just be like, oh, this guy killed somebody. We're going to hunt him down. Here's the evidence.
Doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched NCIS, but like, there's not much of a secondary plot line. There's very little to like Jethro Gibbs' personal life. There's not a lot of it. At least when they do
Jethro Gibbs.
Well, at least with They do like the Cuddy in House, like will they, won't they? And there's like enough of those things to kind of keep you in.
Yeah, and then the last season, good evasion. Wilson gets sick, so like it does, and then 13 has Huntington, so like there's secondary played along the whole way through. So,
You know what show I think is very underrated?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Scrubs. No one like. I know you like Scrubs.
Yeah, it's the most
I
medically.
like Scrubs.
It's the most medically accurate show in history.
And not only that, it's hilarious, and it is a perfect dramedy. There's the drama and comedy, and they play that line very well. And like to me, it's one of my favorite shows of all time, and it just doesn't get mentioned there enough.
Oh, helmet to helmet.
Like it just doesn't get mentioned up there enough. Like to me, it's up there. Like I loved it's up there with How I Met Your Mother and The Office, Rick and Morty.
I put it absolutely above How I Met Your Mother because of how well it did drama. How I Met Your Mother, I feel like they tried too hard. Scrubs has a natural ability to play drama because they're in hospital and people die.
It's one of the only things that Zach Braff did that's good. I really liked him in.
Yeah, he had that
X.
one movie with. What's the one with Natalie Portman? It wasn't terrible. It was
Garden State?
I think so.
The X is good though. If you haven't watched it, it's worth the view. It's this movie about how like he's getting married and his girl's ex is like works at the office with her dad and like is super in with him, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. I think the ex is Jason Bateman.
I think I saw it on HBO a couple years.
It's good.
Several years ago.
Yeah, it's good. Donald Faison obviously was in a couple things.
Yeah, he's either in Clueless or he's
He was in Clueless.
Eagle.
Yep, Clueless, and then Zero Fun, Sir.
Yeah,
Can't forget about that.
yeah.
He takes over for Ryan Gosling. Because Ryan Gosling was a complete liability as a corner. And he couldn't hold on to the football, so he wouldn't play corner.
How
How ridiculous is it, by the way?
I love that movie.
It's fantastic. But how ridiculous is it, by the way, that Sunshine
Remember the Titans.
can throw the ball 50 yards downfield, hit someone in the back of the head, and can't make a pitch? Now, let's say that's true. Don't pitch it, ever. Just don't do it. Hand off or throw. If you can throw it that well, you don't need to pitch a football.
Come on, Riv.
Patrick Mahomes, if he can't throw a pitch, they just don't do it. It's not something you have to get. The defense can't plan it and be like, he has to pitch it on this play. No, you don't. You never have to pitch it. Like that never is a thing that has to happen
Yeah.
in football.
Not only does Pat Mahomes still take over for Alex Smith, they just don't run the option.
They don't do pitches now. The Steelers haven't done a pitch in like a year and a half, I'm sure.
I mean, it's high school to pro.
But does anyone pitch it anymore? Like, really? You could have, even though they ran it a bunch, you could just hand it off. You don't have to pitch it. You don't gain anything from pitching it.
Man, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about Scrubs.
Yeah, I want to watch Scrubs. Scrubs is awesome. Perry Cox, fantastic.
Dr. Coxie is hella foxy.
Scrubs has, I've done a list in the past.
It's in my top 5.
Me and my cousin have done lists, and we did favorite movie couples.
Did you put Elliot and...
Elliot and JD were my second.
It's a little high.
I loved it because they worked as friends. Like they were actually friends, which I really like because like in a lot of movies they're on again, off again. The only reason that Elliot and JD were on again, off again was just because like they were still friends the whole time. There was never that like, oh, you cheat on me or whatever. It was timing. They were immature. It didn't work at times, but they always liked each other.
So
and I liked that about them.
How do you feel about season 9 of Scrubs?
There are only 8 seasons of Scrubs.
But their marriage...
The same Shia LaBeouf thing. There are 8 seasons of Scrubs.
Their marriage relies a lot on season 9 then. Because they have the sexy vacation and everything.
Season 9 doesn't exist.
So you didn't like Scrubs Medical School?
Never heard of it. What Scrubs?
That is. Well, you know what sucks?
So
I actually bought season 9.
That was a mistake.
The reason because I love Dave Franco in that.
Yeah. Dave Franco's good.
And they still had the bromance of Donald Faison and.
By the way, number 1 on my list before we get away with it was also from Scrubs.
Is it Perry and?
I put JD Turk. Let's
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
It's not a real love story, but they're the best. Like when they come back from the honeymoon and they're running up to each other all excited.
Guy love.
And then later it comes back that JD showed up on their honeymoon. They weren't actually apart.
Yeah.
He was like hiding in the
Guy love between two guys. As someone who has done work in the hospital, it is ridiculously accurate.
Love JD Turk. And like there's a scene where
Is that the first catch from Robbie Anderson?
I think so.
I think I traded him like this week or someone
No,
tried.
I talked about wanting him. And,
Hold on. I think someone wanted him to. Go ahead.
But yeah, there's a scene where Carla is like, guys don't communicate like that. And then JD and Turk are like, I'm sorry that I did this, whatever. And like they were like, I respect you. I know you would never say that to hurt me. And like, oh, it's fantastic. Just great.
Oh, never mind. J Carp keeps offering me trades, but he wants other stuff. He offered a couple of ridiculous trades.
What's funny is he was complaining because he said that he's been offered a lot of just ridiculous trades. He's like, then you got a completely normal one for the DJ Moore for Hawkinson. But I'm like, trades are hard.
He offered me Robert Woods and Brandon Ayuk for T. Higgins. No. Ayuk has 2 catches on the season for like 15 yards.
And Robert Woods, though?
And Robert Woods.
For T. Higgins, that's it?
He offered me a 3rd round. A 3rd round in our league I don't think is worth anything.
Right. But just for T. Higgins alone?
Yeah.
Maybe I should trade with Josh and get some wide receiver depth. Maybe I should hit him up for Robert.
I'll trade you Robbie or who's the other one said you wanted?
Rager. I just need some wide receiver depth.
Okay.
It worked out today. I got 12.
Rager for a second.
Anthony Miller. For a second?
That seems right. Rager's on my bench. I haven't played him yet. I have wide receiver depth. I don't have a 1st and a 2nd round pick next season. I also don't have any age on my team.
You're very young.
Yep. My oldest player is Rodgers, but I have Justin Fields, so I got from you. I have Aaron Jones, Fournette, Lockett, Michael Pittman, Kittle, Higgins, Shepard. Shepard's in his 3rd season, fifth season. Oh, James White's my other age. James White's getting up there, but he's just as good now as he was ever. Every year I think that James White is going to fall off, and he just keeps fucking catching stuff out of the backfield. He's the best PPR running back like ever.
Well, if you're only pure PPR, like you're not saying he's the best in fantasy, but like the best guy if it's not PPR is useless.
Yeah, because he'll get 40 yards rushing.
Obviously, like McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara that are a whole other level, but you don't need a PPR. If it's not a PPR league, they're still great. To where like James White goes from like useful to useless.
Yeah, you're not even going to pick him up on a bye week.
You don't want him in a standard league.
No.
Like it's like, oh cool, he had 9 catches for 40 yards, you got 4. But in PPR that's 13. You know
all day, baby.
Like I used to get Tim Hightower back in the day when PPR was new.
Man.
That dude had like 50
back in the
yards
Cardinals
rushing.
days, huh?
Yeah, he had like 50 yards rushing, like 5 catches for 50 yards, and he'd score, and he'd get like 21 points. And no one understood that he was awesome in PPR because he would get catches back when running backs really didn't.
That was back when David Johnson was taking over the league, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
was
was
running
before.
1,400 yards.
Before David Johnson. He was the Kurt Warner back.
Yeah, Kurt, yeah, so, yep, Kurt Warner back.
Kurt
He was
Warner.
his Marshall Falk.
Kurt Warner, Anquan Bolden, Larry
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald, Tim Hightower.
I think Bolden, was the most underrated number 2.
Dude was a stud number 1. He won the Ravens ring.
Yes.
Flacco just threw jump balls to that guy. And then he went to the 49ers.
Did the same with Kaepernick.
And they almost won. And I was like, he almost won he went to Super Bowl 3 years in a row with 3 different teams.
Yes.
Cardinals,
Didn't
Ravens,
miss any time. Had a total of 17 drops in his
he also
career.
had the record for most receptions by a rookie.
Yep.
I mean,
I just listened to a documentary on him probably a month and a half ago.
Outside of Rodgers, your team is so young. Higgins, Pittman, Lockett.
Yeah. I did that on purpose. You said dynasty. So I'd never heard of a dynasty league, so all I could think was well, if it's between these two, he might not be good this year, but he will be. And even my quarterback is a fucking rookie. That and I have a man crush on him because god damn it, he's a good looking brother. I love his hair, spiked hair. I love the headband. I love his fucking rocket. I have watched the highlights of him against Clemson 20 times. I never had this man crush on Trubisky because I didn't want him to draft Trubisky. I had a crush on Deshaun Watson because I watched him play for Clemson because they were always on primetime games. And then I hated Justin Fields because he played for Ohio State and I'm a Wisconsin Badgers fan. But then it's just I'm in the midst of greatness right now. Yeah, look at Rager. What's Rager? It's his second year, right?
Yeah.
I'm set up in the dynasty for now. That's why my picks, I wasn't as scared of trading. I traded a first round to you for Justin Fields, didn't I?
That was me.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
You didn't have Fields? Oh, I just told you about it then. Well, that person won. Maybe. If he fucking kicks ass in the first game.
If he's the next Mahomes, he did not win. That's what you're betting on. You're trying is he Mahomes? Is he Lamar? Is he Kyler? If he's one of those guys, that you won the trade.
Yeah,
if he doesn't make it, you lost.
Yeah, because A-Rod is
older, and that's why I have Tannehill and I have Jalen Hurts. So I went with the young guy. Davis Mills will be dropped this next week. He was terrible tonight.
It hurts. You know what? He might be real.
Ooh, McCaffrey catches that touchdown.
It's true.
Hurts runs though. That's why I felt really confident in grabbing him as a young guy because he runs too. In games that they're not winning, he might run it into the end zone. On games, and he's gonna have a good game. On games that they're losing, that they're not favored in, he's gonna run the ball. He's gonna run for 60 yards. It's like Lamar. It's the Lamar factor. Everyone's always like, "Oh, Lamar might not be able to pass this week." Okay, well he's gonna run then. Pittsburgh, he always runs for 80, 90 yards because he can't throw against us. So he's forced to. Who is that?
Oh, he didn't get there.
That wasn't Chuba.
In his rookie season, I had Deshaun Watson.
That's awesome.
So by week 3, he was my starting quarterback. He threw interceptions, but there's no denying 300 yards passing, 40 yards rushing, 2-3 touchdowns to D-Hop. I won that season. And that was the season that my high school friends didn't pay me my money. So I wasn't in the league again.
Can't even imagine.
So I feel like even if the Bears are down, Fields is going to put up numbers. 40 yards rushing is 4 points. That adds up quick.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of running backs that aren't getting 4 points.
I agree.
Well, shit, the game's winding down. We got a lot of shit to talk about next time we come over, though, because we want to do... what is this one? Frozen. 25 greatest football movies.
Okay.
36 historical facts that would mess with your perception of time. 20 worst business decisions ever made. Zach Wilson's mom, who is she's kind of a smoke show, to be honest. She's pretty damn good looking. But you know what? We already talked Gabby Petito. Something I wanted to talk about. Worst, most disgusting YouTube channel I've ever seen. I just recently found. Hold on. Don't read it yet. Don't read it yet. You're familiar with the LGBTQ community, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, imagine if another community tried to put their letter in it. LGBTQZ. Z for zoophile.
Completely fair, Zach. Completely fair. Oh, zoophile? No. Because it's consenting adults. That's the thing is, I have no issue with polygamy, any of it. Like, whatever you want to do, fine. Consenting adults, though. Not children, not animals. That's the line. I mean, as long as we're doing consenting adults, I don't care what you identify as, your sexuality, how many people, don't care.
I get caught in these YouTube traps.
Children and animals are off limits.
I
You
hit-
know my job, I'm a social worker. Children are off limits. No.
So are pets. A pet can't consent.
No, pet can't consent. That's why I was like, when people say, oh, you're going to let, two guys get married? But you're going to let me marry my goat? Why do you always want to marry a goat? One. Why is that always what gets thrown out? These poor goats. Also, no. Is that a consenting adult? And that's always says, is that a consenting adult? Oh, you're going to marry this person. Am I allowed to marry, my child? Is that a consenting adult? Like, I don't really have that big of, like, I think the next thing, me and my wife had this conversation about, like, how there's always, like, each generation is like a step up. Like, it was black people, and then it's gay people, and then it's trans people. And there's always, like, a step, like, of, like, what's our generation going to hate that our kids are cool with. And my prediction for that is incest. They've proven now that if you have kids with your cousin,
Yeah, second.
like, just first cousin, if you have kids with your first cousin, they're genetically different enough that it's safe. So, like, I think that's going to be the thing that they start making it legal. And we're going to be like, you can't marry your cousins.
I mean,
And that's gonna be
it's
the whole
actually
thing.
it's against the law to
Right
marry.
now it is. But I'm saying, like, I think that's the next thing. Like, the people will be fighting, and then our generation is going to be like, oh! And then our kids are going to be like, oh my gosh, you old fogey. Like, not
I mean,
a
it's
big
like
deal.
the number one trending porn thing. So like it's becoming pretty mainstream. I guess
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be the next thing that people fight for and basically be like, come on, like, as science proves that, like, having a baby with your cousin isn't actually unsafe for the baby, then it's just an yuck factor. And yuck factor doesn't really hold up in court. We can't be like, it's illegal because it's gross to us. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's illegal because we think it's nasty.
I guess it's only gross factor depending on how you
Grew up with them.
right. So like a first cousin that you have nothing to do with can just
Right, and
be
you
a
meet them when you're both
stranger.
24, and, like, you don't know your cousins right away, or even if, like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like we met at our family
Yeah, we're not
reunion, hooked
advocating,
up.
but
I'm not advocating. I'm
so like my
predicting
cousin
that's the next
Carrie was here when you got here. She's 47% Chinese. No one would even guess we were related. So like that
one
one
would
would
know unless you
easily
told 'em.
pass, and we're first cousins.
No one would know unless you told them. And that's the thing is, like, it is different. Like, just because you're cousins doesn't mean you grew up going to birthday parties together every week.
Fucking crazy on camera.
But regardless, even if you did, it's one of those things. I think that'll be the next thing that's legal that our generation's going to freak out about and say it's gross, and our kids are going to be okay with. Because there will be something. And my wife thinks it's polygamy, but to me, I'm like, I think we're already kind of there. Like,
It's already fairly-
our generation's already kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, we created a different sort of rather than polyamory, a lot of cuck swinger.
Yeah, I think our generation's not going to freak out about that. I wouldn't care.
None of my business.
But
It's hard enough to keep
I
one
don't
woman happy.
really
I can't
care.
imagine being
I
the
don't really
dude's
care
got
about the
two.
cousin thing, but it does give me a little bit of pause, and that's why I'm like, I think I'm more progressive than the average person. So I think that most people, even our age, would be like, gross, absolutely not. Like, even my wife was like, no, that's never going to be a thing that's gross. I'm like, that's why. That's why it's going to be the next thing that we don't like. Your reaction just then. I think we're already heading that way. Like you said, porn, incest. Like,
It's huge.
If you get on Pornhub or
X video,
name a site,
XNXX.
what are the popular videos? Step this, step that, step. And it's only because they can't put sister, brother.
Right, but
cousin.
they'll say it in the video. Oh
Yeah.
shit, balls out.
And I
In the
think that
game,
my-
not the porn.
And, the thing is, and we can't. And what did we do? Like, if people want to marry their siblings, like, what's gonna happen? Like, are we gonna have to be like, yeah, but you're not? It's illegal for you to have children. Like, you have to be
Sterilize 'em.
castrated, or like a vasectomy, because we can't have, because that can create problems. Siblings are.
That creates a true lineage problem.
But the funny thing is, if half siblings are far enough apart. Because you don't
Are
have the
they?
same. Yeah, genetically. I was reading.
And
this whole
another
article-
fumble, 2 in a row by
I was
Mills.
reading this whole article.
Danny
about
Dimes over here.
How genetic, like, even siblings aren't actually super duper close. So, like, when you do a half sibling and you have, like, a different parent, it's a whole other tank. Half of their DNA you have none of. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have that 50% is not a match at all.
This is not where I anticipated the conversation going.
That is true. I did kind of go off the rails here. But yeah.
I'm all for it. It's cool. What's the next taboo thing that's going to be okay?
Because me, animals, I don't think should ever be okay. And
I don't think that'll ever be okay.
Yeah,
because
it's
like
not a consenting adult. I think that's the line to me.
consent.
Like, you can't consent as an animal, and children can't consent. So, like, I think it's funny, though, that everyone always throws that out there. Like, oh, gay people, I'm going to have sex with my goat. Not the same. Not the same.
Now that you talk about that, when I said zoophiles are trying to put them in with the LGBTQ, pedophiles trying to do the same thing.
No.
They even have themselves a designation. I'm sure they have a hashtag, but they call themselves a minor attracted person, an MAP.
That's not the same thing. It's still not a consenting adult.
What is it? If they're old enough to menstruate, they're old enough to consent to sex. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah,
No.
Or like if the old joke of if she's bleeding, she's ready for breeding.
Yeah. If there's
Joke. That's not real. And
if there's grass on the field, you can play in it. It's like, yeah, there's a bunch of dirty fucking jokes. But
kids can't consent. That's what it comes down to. Passed out people can't consent.
even looking back as like a 16-year-old sleeping with a 16-year-old or trying to. Man, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Here's a couple of kids playing like.
In 16, when I
consequences is true, it didn't hit.
The age of consent in Indiana, but again, there's caveats to that. It's not like I'm 50. Sex with a 16-year-old.
Little
caveat.
Did you guys have a Romeo and Juliet law?
Overblown, not a real thing. That's not actually a law. Like, it's something that gets thrown around in conversation a lot, but as someone who worked for DCS, it's not really a thing. Like,
as a local government, they're not going to go after an 18-year-old going after a 17-year-old.
no. But, like, also Romeo and Juliet law, like, that's not a thing. That's not a defense.
No.
Like, people always say, like, well, I was dating and their parents are cool with it. That's cool. Doesn't matter. I've worked with kids whose they let their 10-year-old sleep with an adult.
Oh my god.
Their parents are cool with it.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like, the Romeo and Juliet law is not really a thing.
So it's not a law, but it's more of a guideline.
It's not. It's just something we talk about. It's like something we invented as a society. We're like, oh yeah, it's a law. It's like, no, what it is like, we're like, okay, he was a high school senior.
They met when they met when he was 17, and now
he
he's
was 16. He was 17. She was 14. Now he's 18. She's 15. Like, we're not really gonna pursue that because it wasn't malicious type thing. But like, it's not because he was dating her. It's just like, it's like a weird like gray area where we kind of measure, like, we don't want to put him on a sex offender list for life for having sex with someone who's
been his girlfriend for the last year and a half or something like that.
Someone that he's going to high school with. They're in the same
right.
Like, freshmen having sex with seniors, you're gonna become a sex offender forever for that? Like, they were both at a high school party. Like, no. Like, you just gotta use logic too. Like, that's why a judge isn't gonna push that. But there's no law defending him, is what I'm saying. Like, so it's just kind of a judgment call. Now, if it's like an 18-year-old who's not in college and he has sex with someone who's a middle school, or he's not out of high school already graduating, he has sex with like a middle school kid, we don't care if you were dating. That's weird and creepy. Like, it's just kind of, a line. But yeah, it's complicated. But it is sad. You see, I have, you hear cases of the majority of sex offenders are actually like 18, 19, 20-year-olds who have sex with like 14, 15-year-olds. And the sad thing about that is, like, albeit maybe a little creepy, they're sex offenders for life for being a little immature at 19 or 20 and having sex like a 14, 15-year-old. Like, even though children can't consent, it's a little less predatory than like a 40-year-old who like is just being creepy at that point. Like, sometimes, like,
and think of the harassment that people get because you can look up all sex offenders.
You don't really see it. You just see they had sex with a minor, and you don't know when. You're not like, oh, they had sex with a minor when they were 19 and she was 15. You know what I mean? Like, even if you knew on purpose, it's like, okay, he might have been an immature 19, and like, should he get in trouble? Yeah, but should he be a sex offender for life? Like, the same as a 40-year-old having sex with a 10-year-old? Probably not.
You know, I thought I lived in a safe area. 2 blocks. So you take a right at the end of the street and a left onto Sunday. Cross over that main street. First house on the right. Dude is raping his daughter, her stepdaughter, and her friends.
Dude, it's everywhere.
He went to prison. He got killed in prison. He awaiting trial, so he was actually still, I think, in county.
Yeah.
Did not last.
Yeah.
And it blew up on Facebook. So, like, as soon as you find out something's going on, people are so...
Dude,
realize he's the one that he probably deserved because there's video. He recorded himself having sex with his stepdaughter and his her friends.
It's everywhere. Obviously, with my job, it's everywhere. Like...
You think that everything is safe, and then it's like if you pull up the map, it's crazy.
If you go to the website on Florida and you type in like your address, within a mile, so many people. Except over half of it is just what I talked about, like a college kid having sex with someone who's in high school or something, and like it's sad to me they get stamped the same as that guy down the street who's having sex with. Like I'm just, like there should be lesser degrees of like how permanent it is. Like maybe give him 10 years of being on the list and then take him off if there's no other incidents. You know what I mean? Like, because it's different than like some guy who's been like stalking.
There should be a degree of felony and shit, even if like
because their life's ruined forever.
Forever.
They have a
You
felony
never work by
forever.
church and all this other stuff.
Yeah, never have like a
Never-
work at Applebee's basically because Applebee's has like a big felony thing, but like
McDonald's, no, Burger King
I've
has a
worked
big.
with kids who are going to be on the felony list forever, and it's like he had sex with his neighbor and he was 19 and she was 14, and now he's going to be forever a felon. And like it's not good, obviously, but it's like forever. His life's over. He's 19. His life is over.
Think of how many things.
He didn't kill anyone. He said, like, and she was willing to do it. Like, even though we talked about how it's not consent, 19-year-olds aren't that much smarter than any other teen. So that's where it's kind of hard for me. I don't know. I don't know what law I'm even advocating for. I'm not saying it's what he did is okay, but it just seems like his life's over.
Case by case. I mean, it should be.
I mean, there was no point. He was like, I'm not gonna finish college. Or he wasn't even in college, I think, but he's like, I can never go to college. Because what's the point? Not using a degree.
Panthers just beat the Texans
Easily.
by a better margin than the Browns beat the Texans.
Yeah. Problem is, we'll have to see how DJ Moore and McCaffrey are going forward.
In Houston. Yeah, but they pulled away with the McCaffrey out.
Yeah. 3-0, Sam Darnold. Get away from Adam Gase. Win games.
Yeah. The Gase effect is real. Man, Tannehill gets away. Highest passer rating in NFL history in the season. This fucker leads 3-0. He's got almost more wins now than he did in 3 years.
Speaking of the zoo thing, isn't it like legal to have sex with a horse? And like, all right.
No, it's
like,
fully illegal.
Like fully legal and like.
Fully illegal in like 48 states.
It's fully illegal in 48, so it's legal in like 2.
Yep.
But I know like I've seen that. I'm like, that's so weird.
So this it's a podcast I found because I was in a YouTube rabbit hole, and it started out with 10 YouTubers that need to be stopped. Well, this guy posted it. He's a really big YouTuber. He's got a couple million subscribers. And after he posted that video, the next person, like the comments, like, how can you include this 10 people that need to be stopped and not include these people and these people and these people? So he made another video of the 5 people that are worse than the first 10. This is number 1 of the worst of the 15. This is a zooier than thou, which is truly, and you have an iPhone, if you go to podcasts, you type zooier than thou, still an active podcast. Granted, one of the hosts is now dead. He died of a terrible pain-ridden cancer, which he deserved.
The kicked the face by a horse.
Sorry. They have a
nay means nay. Bam.
Nay means nay. They still have an active Twitter. Their most recent podcast, I do think, was uploaded like 3 days ago. Still have a YouTube channel, still posting to shit. Advocating for the consent that the animals, they may not say no, so they're saying yes. I'll send you the link. You can watch it. It's like, holy fuck, how has this not been taken down by YouTube?
I don't know, because people are flacking the crap out of it and reporting it. That's
right.
Weird, that's been reported.
And the amount of people that are, there's forums. Like, if you think, man, what else is on the internet? Like, everything I type up gets to where I need to on the first page of YouTube, the first page of Google. It is disgusting. Like, I can't even imagine trying to have sex with a dog. This dude who was the co-creator of the Zooier Than Thou podcast went to prison, got out. He was in Washington. Washington was one of the last states to abolish bestiality because it was still legal until like 2017 or 16. It took repeated. They had a getaway ranch, like an Airbnb of raping animals between goats, dogs, horses, sheep.
Gross.
So people from Canada would come across the border, fuck this guy's animals in Washington, then they'd go on up there and they would talk about it and advocate for it. And we can't help it. We're attracted to animals, but they didn't say no. They didn't eat us. They didn't kill us. This guy the guy who's dead now, he would go. He went away to prison for several months, a couple of years, and he got out and he found his dog that the police took, kidnapped it, brought it back. Because it was such a rare dog, because it was such a big, girthy dog whose genitalia was far superior to average. Like, gross. I had the guy that came, if you want to listen, like, to help spread awareness and trying to stop this guy, I kept it in my fucking downloads because I need Toad McKinley, Doug Spink is the guy that's dead now, but he was the original creator of the Zooier Than Thou podcast. But Toad McKinley, TOAD, McKinley, McKinley. He did a shit ton of work for it to get all these things, and I don't want to, like, I'm not stealing his credit. Like, he deserves all the credit. Like, he looked up all the court records and stuff. Report the shit out of them on Twitter. The Zooier Than Thou. ZOOIER. THANTHOU. Report it. Do something. Animals can't consent. Children can't consent. I am a much bigger advocate of an 18-year-old sleeping with a 17-year-old than I am that some guy's fucking his dog.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Man, I'm sorry to end on such an awkward-ass note, but the Panthers win. We both start out 1-0.
All right, well.
See you next week.
It's been real. It's been fun. It's not been real fun. I've puked more than normal on the pod.
Puke more than normal, yeah.
Coming out of both ends. I'm feeling good now. Feeling normal. Knock on wood. So next week I will not be doing the chip challenge.
No chip challenge next week. Maybe we'll have some wings or something and have a better food. We'll do some ASMR chip eating.
Maybe like flan and like saltines. Go bland as possible. Wings can still be spicy.
You had the wrong flan if it's bland. Flan is good.
Pudding. Jello.
Snack.
Things you can have before having a colonoscopy.
You can be my snack pet.
Let's do a colonoscopy
Thanks for
diet.
listening to the On Call podcast. Check us out on Twitter
And
at
the On-Call
Pod.
Thanks for coming. MVZ.
Interested in being a sponsor or want to be on the show? Drop us an email at oncallpod@gmail.com. For more info, go to oncallpod.com.